The cost of contact. Dr. Helen Carter had always been fascinated with the universe. Ever since she was a little girl, she would lay out on the roof of her house with a telescope and stare up at the stars, wondering what secrets they held. Now, as a brilliant astrophysicist with long, dark hair and piercing blue eyes, she was part of a team of scientists studying the mysteries of the cosmos. And today, she had made a discovery that would change her life forever. She had been scanning the skies with a powerful telescope when she saw it, a strange energy signature emanating from a distant planet. She alerted her team, and they quickly dispatched a spacecraft to investigate. As they approached the planet, they could see that it was unlike any other they had ever encountered. The landscape was dotted with strange, geometric structures that glowed with an otherworldly energy. And in the distance, they could see the outlines of an enormous spacecraft, its sleek lines and advanced technology a stark contrast to the primitive architecture of the planet below. The team of scientists was ecstatic at the discovery. This was the moment they had all been waiting for, the chance to make contact with an extraterrestrial civilization, to learn from them and exchange knowledge. They knew that their discovery would revolutionize the world and change the course of human history forever. They landed their spacecraft and made their way towards the alien ship, their hearts pounding with excitement. As they approached, they could see a group of aliens gathered around the ship, their sleek, silver bodies reflecting the sunlight. The aliens were unlike anything the scientists had ever seen before. They had elongated heads and large, almond-shaped eyes, and they moved with a fluid grace that seemed almost supernatural. The scientists couldn't help but feel a sense of awe and reverence as they stood before them. One of the aliens stepped forward, its large, expressive eyes fixed on Dr. Carter. "Greetings," it said in a voice that sounded like music. "We are the Zorn." Dr. Carter stepped forward, her heart racing. "I'm Dr. Helen Carter. We come in peace. We've been studying your energy signature and we wanted to make contact." The Zorn nodded. "We have been aware of your presence for some time. We have been waiting for you to come to us." The Zorn led the scientists into their ship, showing them around the sleek, advanced technology that was beyond anything the scientists had ever seen. They showed them the engines that allowed them to travel at faster-than-light speeds, the sensors that could detect the smallest fluctuations in energy, and the holographic displays that allowed them to interact with the universe on a level that was beyond human comprehension. The scientists were astounded by the level of technology that the Zorn had developed. They had long known that there were likely other advanced civilizations out there, but they had never expected to encounter one that was so far beyond their own. Over the course of several days, the scientists worked closely with the Zorn, exchanging knowledge and learning from one another. They discovered that the Zorn were a highly advanced species that had been exploring the universe for millennia. They had visited countless planets and encountered countless other civilizations, each with their own unique histories and cultures. The Zorn were interested in learning more about humanity and its history, and the scientists were eager to share what they knew. They spent long hours poring over books and documents, discussing the intricacies of human history and culture. They showed the Zorn the wonders of Earth, its towering cities, its vast oceans, and its sprawling wildernesses. As the days went by, the scientists began to form bonds with their extraterrestrial hosts. They learned that the Zorn had their own personalities and quirks, just like humans. They learned about their customs and beliefs, and the Zorn, in turn, learned about human emotions and values. But as the days turned into weeks, Dr. Carter began to notice something strange. She began to feel an overwhelming sense of unease, as if something was not quite right. She tried to push it aside, telling herself that it was just the stress of the situation, but the feeling persisted. One night, as she was working late in the Zorn ship's laboratory, she discovered something that made her blood run cold. She found evidence that the Zorn had been observing and studying Earth for much longer than they had let on. She found records of their ships hovering over major cities, their sensors probing human technology and society. Dr. Carter couldn't believe what she was seeing. She had thought that the Zorn were benevolent, that they were interested in learning from humanity, but now she began to wonder if they had darker motives. She didn't know what to do. She couldn't simply confront the Zorn, that would risk starting a diplomatic incident, and she didn't want to put her team in danger. But she also couldn't ignore what she had found. As the days passed, the feeling of unease grew stronger. Dr. Carter couldn't shake the feeling that the Zorn were hiding something, that they had an ulterior motive for their visit to Earth. One night, as she lay in her quarters, she heard a strange noise coming from outside. She got up to investigate and saw that the Zorn ship was beginning to take off. Panic set in as she realized that the Zorn were leaving Earth without warning. She ran to the ship, hoping to catch them before they left, but she was too late. The ship had already lifted off, its engines humming with an otherworldly power. Dr. Carter watched in horror as the ship disappeared into the stars. She was alone, stranded on an alien planet, with no way to get back home. But as she looked up at the stars, she realized that her discovery had changed her forever. She had seen wonders beyond her wildest dreams, and she had uncovered a mystery that would haunt her for the rest of her life. As she stood there, lost in thought, a small light appeared in the sky. It was a spacecraft, similar to the one that had brought her here. The hatch opened, and a figure stepped out. It was one of the Zorn, the one who had greeted them when they first arrived. Dr. Carter's heart skipped a beat as she realized that they had come back for her. "We apologize for our sudden departure," the Zorn said. "We had to attend to urgent matters back home. But we could not leave without bringing you back to Earth." Dr. Carter couldn't believe her ears. She had thought that the Zorn had abandoned her, that they had left her on this planet to die. But now she realized that they had always intended to bring her back. She stepped into the spacecraft, feeling a sense of relief wash over her. She had uncovered a mystery, but she had also made a discovery that would change her life forever. She had seen wonders beyond her wildest dreams, and she had made contact with an extraterrestrial civilization. And although she would never fully understand the Zorn and their motives, she knew that the universe was full of mysteries waiting to be discovered. As the spacecraft took off, Dr. Carter looked out at the stars, her mind racing with the possibilities of what lay beyond. She knew that her discovery had opened the door to a new era of human history, one where the universe was not a mystery to be feared, but a puzzle waiting to be solved. The end.